What on earth was that? Right, well, welcome to Japan. I've chosen this nice tranquil space to film today. Hopefully we'll get some really good audio quality out of it. Maybe if I turn the gain up even more, that'll sound great. Right, so we're gonna do a nice short video today because the subject matter, one, there's not a huge amount to say about it, but two, it also very aptly happens to be extremely short. The shortest thing of its kind in the world, in fact. We are at the Okadaya Moors department store in Kawasaki, right across the road from the station, sort of halfway between Tokyo and Yokohama. I will admit it took me an embarrassingly long time to realize that this is pronounced Okadaya Moors and not Mores, because I was like, oh, surely it's Japanese, it would be More. But no, it's just the word more, like English. We're here because this is the home of a rather unique escalator. May I present to you the Puchicalator, the world's shortest escalator. Yes, you'd think that the more interesting video might be the world's longest escalator. You know, engineering prowess at its best, taking the world of subterranean pedestrian infrastructure to unprecedented new heights or depths. But the top 3 longest escalators in the world are all in Russia, so let's just stick with this one for now. So yes, the Puchicalator. According to the story on Moore's own website, the shop opened in 1989. And it was adjacent to the Azalea shopping centre next door, but the 2 ground floors of the 2 shops weren't level. So they built this small little complex here with a set of stairs on one side and the Puchicalator on this side, for reasons that I don't really understand. The name Puchicalator comes from the Japaneseified version of the French word petit, meaning small, and it lives up to its name. According to Guinness, it's just 83.4 centimetres, or 2 foot 8 inches tall, and consists of 5 steps, taking about 4 seconds to complete its epic journey. The Puchicalator is a baffling piece of civil engineering because, while most unique or record-breaking infrastructure installations serve a very specific purpose, it's not 100% clear why this escalator was built. If it feels a bit too ableist to say, why not just put stairs here, then okay, why not a small elevator or just a ramp? Escalators are complex, expensive bits of equipment, and they aren't even great for wheelchair users anyway. And it gets even sillier, as it's not particularly helpful for people with milder mobility issues either. I remember going on a Daily Mail article about it, and while the article played up the sort of pointless curiosity angle of it, quite a few of the comments were supportive of the idea. One comment said, "I have a physical disability which means I can't climb stairs, and this small escalator may seem silly to some, but it will be a massive, no pun intended, help for folks like me." Another said, "You may laugh, but my wife, who has spinal problems, thinks it's great." And to be honest, the sentiment that even the smallest accessibility installations make a big difference to the less physically able is a really lovely one, and it puts things into perspective for people who are able-bodied and don't have to consider these sorts of things. And I would say that the Puchicalator is the perfect example of this, but yes, the Puchicalator really is completely useless to the less mobile because you need to use a set of stairs in order to access it. It's genius design. It's so futuristic. Well done, Japan. In recent years, the Puchicalator has been programmed to permanently go upwards, whereas I think it spent the first few decades of its life going down. And I reckon that was something to do with the fact that if you're at the top and you're looking down, there's maybe a chance that you wouldn't be able to see that there's a staircase coming down here. And thus, if you went down blindly, no pun intended, you would then just be stuck here and you'd have to be rescued. As opposed to, obviously, if you came this way, you'd be aware that you can't come up here if you can't use stairs. So, like, genuinely, what is the point in this thing? They're very lucky they set a world record with it when they opened it, whether they meant to or not, and that it attracts visitors, because otherwise it would be consigned to the dustbin of history, where it probably belongs. And now I can finally get out of here because, oh my god, this is the most self-conscious I have ever felt while filming. And that is genuinely my whole video. There is nothing else to say about this thing. I went and found it and I was expecting to find, I don't know, I was expecting to be inspired to write more, but it really is just completely useless. Bye. One thing they didn't tell me about this place is that this Puchicalator has its own theme tune and it's absolutely interminable when you have to listen to it 20 odd times.